Hi, how you doing, everybody? It's the wee hours of March 10th. I haven't done a video in a while because the real reason I was doing them in the beginning was for Donald Trump to become president. And now that he's become president, I slowed down a bit so I can pretty much shut up and listen to what's going on and just to see what's going on. And the reason I'm doing this is because everybody knows they just put out a new healthcare amendment to ObamaCare, which is really what it is. It's a Democrat light version put out by Ryan and the RINOs and the establishment and the elites. And what's funny is they're calling it Trump Care. Trump has nothing to do with the writing of this piece of crap. And I can tell you it's a piece of crap for easy reasons. Here's easy reasons. If it was a good bill, and they thought it would help people and be popular and good, they would install it right away. They would push it into law and get it rolling as quickly as possible. A lot of the things that they put into this bill don't start till 2020. Now, if you remember how Obama did his ObamaCare, which turned out to be a big disaster, we really didn't get the full force of being fucked until after he was reelected. That's how that works. When they're going to fuck you, they'll push it off far enough to get reelected. So this bill is nothing more than a fucking for the American people, and they're going to try to make Donald Trump run for re-election on this disaster. Now, another thing I want to ask people and see what you think about this. The Republicans put forth a complete repeal of Obamacare. 60 plus times they gave it to the Senate. And Obama always rejected it, and there was no overriding the veto. There wasn't enough. 60 plus times they put this complete repeal of Obamacare legislation through, to no avail, of course. Now, they have a president that if they put that complete repeal on his desk, he would sign it. Where the fuck is that repeal? Put that on Trump's desk. Put the repeal of Obamacare on Trump's desk. The thing you've been wanting to pass for 8 years, 60 plus times. Put that on the man's desk and let him sign it. See, that's the problem I'm having right now. There's too many enemies of liberty in the White House, in our government right now. Donald Trump is surrounded by backstabbers that want to fuck him in his ass as soon as they can. And you watch. They talk about unity, and you sent us here to do this, and you sent us here to do that. Well, then do this and do that. You sit there and tell us how we sent you there to repeal Obamacare. We sent you there to pull the corporate taxes down. All taxes down, so that way people can have money in their pockets and spend it, and businesses can have money in their coffers so they can spend it. That's what we elected him for. We elected him to put that wall up on the border. Get these fucking illegals out of here that shit on our country. I have no problem with any illegal that gets involved with law enforcement or has contact with law enforcement, gets picked up and shipped the fuck out. I'm no problem with that. Get the fucking illegals off our welfare, off our handouts. Those are for Americans. They shouldn't even be for Americans. That's a state responsibility. But if we're going to have it, it should be for Americans. And you know what kills me too? You see that damn commercial from GMC about the list of 200 plus of our soldiers that were gravely wounded, the most seriously wounded in Afghanistan and Iraq. They're waiting for smart homes to help them live after serving our country, yet we got fucking illegals in this country living off my government money. I want my money that you're taking in taxes to go to them fucking soldiers that fought for my liberty and fought in these bullshit wars in the Middle East. You know the saying, I wouldn't piss down half these people's throats in Washington if they were on fire. So, that's why I've been keeping my mouth shut. Now I see it building and building and building. They're circling. They're you watch. If Trump does not really start cleaning house and getting some of these people prosecuted, prosecute these people for they're sitting there, what's that dickhead's name? Oh, we got 5 different things we can impeach Obama on. He really doesn't have shit. If you look at what he's doing compared to what the Constitution says and what our laws say, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done any high crimes or misdemeanors to be impeached for. So there's so many people on TV news, CNN, MSNBC, CNBC. Those are the 3 big ones right there. There's more shit and bullshit, garbage, talked on that show. Any bit of online research can really debunk most of what they say. I don't even pay. You know what? Let's put it this way. If it wasn't for certain radio talk shows I listen to, I wouldn't even know these fucking CNNs and MSNBCs and whatnot even exist. And that's what pisses me off. I think they get a bigger audience off the radio shows that play them to mock them. You know, come on, CNN's biggest audience is a couple 100,000 people. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know how these shows can bleed viewers and bleed money and still stay on the air. You know, it's got some really rich leftists that just don't give a fuck about throwing away their money. That's something else. But the bottom line is, there really has to be an honest and thorough effort to destroy the leftist agenda, the establishment agenda, and just bury it. And oust the people that support that agenda. They have to go. I don't care if they're dead, in jail, under the fucking jail. I don't care. They need to get out of the levers of government. They have rotted this country enough. Our foundation isn't going to last if we keep letting it rot. Remember that. We are on the cusp of greatness or total decay and failure. And that's going to be upon us. And I know damn well which direction I want. I want my liberty. I want my freedom. I want my ability to be left alone. And that's the bottom line. And I want other people to have that same ability. Put things to the states that belong with the states. And just leave it at that. That's where it belongs. Education belongs at the states. Healthcare belongs at the states. There's a lot of things that belong at the states that the federal government has seized. And our politicians, our congressmen and senators have let the federal government and the bureaucracies seize these things because they don't want to take responsibility. Now, until we start electing politicians, or fuck the politicians, statesmen, to start doing a proper job in respecting our Constitution, respecting our liberties, and doing what is correct and proper, we are just going to sink and sink and sink. And, I mean, I'd hate to say it. I mean, I am ready for the anarchy and the despair that's to come. I don't want to have to use these tools, but I'll do okay if it happens. When society collapses, don't knock on my door. That's all I can tell you. But just remember, it's time now. They're going to debate ObamaCare or debate the provisions they're making. They have to do conferences, and the CBO hasn't even rated it yet. So this is the time we have to get to our politicians, especially dickhead Paul Ryan, and tell them in any way, tweet Donald Trump, whatever you need to do, let them know this is not flying. Put the repeal bill out and let Trump sign the total repeal and build the healthcare system the way it's supposed to be built, where we give the insurance companies free rein to go outside of their states where they considered home states and do business throughout the country. Let the competition lower the prices. Let the states take care of the poor people of their states. Now, I know, I'm from New Jersey. If we let the states take care of the state's poor people, it would be a significant burden. But these are the people of my state. And if my state legislator feels that it's deemed worthy to help these people, then we will come up with means to help these people. It's not the federal government. See, the problem with having the federal government do it, as far as the states or even say charities, is there's no obligation for the person receiving these funds or this help or this charity that our government takes from us at the point of a gun to better themselves. When you're taking handouts or help, let's say help from a charity or your church, you're going to be under some obligation to better yourself and to get out of that situation, because your peers are not going to want to support you your whole entire life. Now, the federal government, they just hand it out like it's going out of style. They don't care who they're taking it from or giving it to. They won't even drug test the people. Say, you got to be clean and sober to even collect these things. Oh, no, that's below our dignity. But it's not below my dignity to have to take a drug test for a job or to keep a job. So I don't want to hear it. If you're not too proud to ask for a handout, you shouldn't be too proud to worry about a drug test. But that's not why I'm doing this. I'm going off on all directions. But for now, let's just get with our legislators, our congressmen, our senators, and tell them we don't want this bill for the updated Obamacare. We want the repeal bill. The straight up repeal, fuck Obamacare, get it out of here bill. That's what we want. Well, everybody, have a good night. And I hope we all do our part and that thing ends up in the toilet where it belongs. All right, everybody have a good night.